And it is time to get started. Hey, welcome to AtTheTrack.live. My name is Coach James. I am the creator of and lead instructor for All About Aerodynamics. What is All About Aerodynamics, you ask? Glad you asked, even if you didn't ask. All About Aerodynamics is a science program where I use Hot Wheels cars to teach kindergarten through 6th grade students about a range of science and physics related topics, including, but not limited to, friction, force, aerodynamics, drag, lift, Isaac Newton and his 3 laws of motion, kinetic energy, potential energy, elastic force, a whole range of topics. After we have covered all of the science topics and conducted experiments to drive home those ideas, then and only then do I bring in about 400 different Hot Wheels cars, and each student gets the opportunity to select a Hot Wheels car they think would be fastest in a series of races based on everything that they have learned in the class. Once they have selected their cars and they weigh their cars, they test the speed of their cars, they check the year the car was manufactured, the weight of the car, or I said the weight, the materials the car is made from. Is it a metal body on a plastic base? Is it a plastic body on a metal base? Is it a metal body on a metal base? All of the things that they can observe, they document that in a spreadsheet, and then all that's left to do is conduct the experiment. And the way that we conduct our experiments around here is the students set up a 1/64 scale quarter-mile drag strip, and we have a tournament, and they race their cars. They observe how their cars perform. Did their cars perform up to or below their expectations? And if they had the opportunity, would they select that same car again, or would they make a different choice based on everything that they've observed? In the end, we have fun with Hot Wheels cars, and we learn science. What could be better? If you would like more information about our science program, All About Aerodynamics, all you have to do is go to our website, aaAerodynamics.com, or you can follow us on Instagram at aaAerodynamics, and all of the information you need to contact me is in the bio. But this is not all about aerodynamics. This is all about Aerodynamics Presents At the Track Live. So what is At the Track Live? Well, before I can bring in all of those cars for the students to use, I have to make sure that I have them organized and cataloged properly. And At the Track Live gives me the opportunity to do that because I have a bunch of cars in storage, and I can't do anything with the cars in storage until I have taken a picture of them, cataloged them, entered them into my main spreadsheet. And doing that was a boring process, and then I came up with the idea for At the Track Live, which puts me on a schedule and allows me to go into storage, pull out some of those cars that I bought in the past, crack those open, get my picture, get my little short video clip, and then the cars, we can do a little review, and then it is time to put the cars on the track. And once we put the cars on the track, since it's already set up, we have a little tournament, and we come out with a winner. We find out which of the cars is the fastest, and you have the opportunity to participate. All you have to do is go to AtTheTrack.live, and you're going to have 3 options. One's the YouTube stream link, one's the Twitch stream link, but the third link's the most important link. That is the one that says choose your car. If you select that option, you will be taken to this series of pages. And on this series of pages, you will see all of the cars that are currently in the All About Aerodynamics At the Track Live fleet, listed, numbered, cataloged, all of that, ready to be selected. You can click on a picture. Let's see this Mazda RX-7. Once you click on the picture, you will see a close-up view. You can see from the reflection whether it is a metal body on a plastic base or a plastic body on a metal base, and get a close-up look at the car. And if you decide this is the car that you want to go with, all you have to do is take the number, in this case 53. You drop that in the chat. I will pull the car, and just like that, you are entered into today's tournament where you will race against some other cars that have been picked by other viewers and the cars that I introduce new into the fleet. And we have, what are we up to? 1,063. There are 1,063 different cars in our fleet as it is currently set up. We are going to add to that number today, but we have all kinds of cars. We have cars from the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. One of the cars that we are going to introduce today, I hadn't seen it in the store before this week. It's a very much a newer car, so whatever kind and type of Hot Wheels car that you are into, we have something to suit that need. We have convertibles, we have race cars, hypercars, character cars, we have fantasy cars, we have cars based on real cars, we have cars with faster than ever wheels, cars that are best for track, cars that we have cars that are looking like hovercrafts, part hovercraft, part car. We have trains, we have planes, and plenty of automobiles. There are trucks. There are just every conceivable type of Hot Wheels car. And even if we don't have the exact car that you are looking for, we probably have something very similar. And if you drop the name of the car, if you're looking for a specific car and you put that in the chat, I can check the spreadsheet and see if we have that exact car. If not, we can find something close. But like I said, we are up to 1,000. Let me double check the spreadsheet. 1,064 different cars in the fleet. And it's quite a lot of cars. And we will have this tournament today. And the car that comes out on top will get to challenge our fastest in fleet car. And our fastest in fleet car has been, and remains this one. It is the BlitzSpeeder. And the BlitzSpeeder has been pretty dominant. Hey, Christopher, how you doing? Yeah, the BlitzSpeeder has been extremely dominant. In fact, Christopher brought it back because this is the fourth time that the BlitzSpeeder has been our fastest in fleet car, our champion. And the fact that it's a four-time champion, I mentioned this before, the fact that it's a four-time champion means that it's lost 3 other times. But it remains, without question, one of the fastest Hot Wheels cars in the whole fleet. And therefore, I'm going to go ahead and say on the planet, it was beaten by the Gazella R, but then it came back and beat the Gazella R. So that was something that happened when the first time it lost. Then it lost to the Dogfighter, and it turns out the Dogfighter ended up getting beaten by another car, and then the BlitzSpeeder came back around and beat the car that beat the Dogfighter. So then it was champion again. And then it lost to, I believe it was the Mercedes-Benz 500E, lost to that car, and then we had a series of other fastest in fleet cars. Then the BlitzSpeeder came back around and beat the car that was champion at the time. And here we are with the BlitzSpeeder on its fourth run as our fastest in fleet car. It is, as we put it in the wind tunnel on Wednesdays and take a look at the aerodynamic profile of this car. It is the best aerodynamic profile that we have seen on any car. And what we found is that the BlitzSpeeder, because of the shape and design, is able to reduce the impact of drag. And with our track being a flat drag track that's set up to achieve the highest speeds possible, drag is going to be the most significant force impacting these cars. So any car that can reduce the impact of drag is going to be able to maintain its speed for longer, because drag is working to slow the car down. And if the BlitzSpeeder reduces the impact of drag and moves down the track a lot faster than most every car it's faced, especially the last couple of months, the BlitzSpeeder really hasn't had much of a challenge, but that could all change today. We've got some interesting cars that are lined up, and I have cars that I pulled out of storage, a couple that I have, I purchased recently, and really I should be putting those to the back of the line, the back of storage, but kind of want to see what they do. So it'll be interesting. Christopher has his pick locked in, and it's a car. We actually saw it race 2 weeks ago. It is a giant truck. It is the biggest vehicle that we have had race, and it requires a lot of adjustment to the launching setup to get it down the track. But we did it 2 weeks ago, and we will see what happens this week. Although it's probably going to have a rougher time than it did 2 weeks ago, because 2 weeks ago we had a bunch of there were food trucks, cargo trucks. We had a semi truck. It was just the cab part. We had this one. We had some weird futuristic off-road four-wheel drive thing. It was a very weird, odd, and different setup in terms of the lineup of cars that we had. But this week's going to be a little different. It's going to be pretty interesting. So let's go ahead and talk about what we got. So I was at the Dollar Tree, and they always have a random kind of assortment of cars available. But I saw this pack, and you can't see this Lambo because it's green and there's a green screen, but it was the Hot Wheels Motor Show edition. And the cars in here, very cool. There's an Aston Martin Vulcan, Ferrari SF90 Stradale, a 17 Ford GT, a Lamborghini Huracan LP610-4, and a Lotus Evija. I am pretty sure, I know that the Ferrari, we have one of those, and Roughshod and Virgo sent that over about a month or two ago. But some of these other ones, I have to check to see if we have, because if we don't, then I can crack this open and actually introduce these. So let's see, the first one, Aston Martin Vulcan. I'm pretty sure we have one of these, and I believe it's white. Aston Martin, wow, we have a lot of Aston Martins. And we do have an Aston Martin Vulcan. It's car number 169, so that means that we've had that one for a while, pretty early on. 17 Ford GT. Let's see if we have that. Yep, we have two 17 Ford GTs. Car number 273 and car number 351. Let's see, Lamborghini Huracan LP610-4. I'm pretty sure we have one of these as well. Lamborghini. There are so many Lamborghinis. Huracan LP610-4. Yes, we also have a Lamborghini Huracan Storado, a Matchbox version, and a Hot Wheels version. We have a Lamborghini Huracan LP610-2 Super Trofeo. And so we've got the Lamborghinis covered. last but not least, let's see if this Lotus Evija do we have one of these in the fleet? Lotus, I kind of think we do. Yep, car number 1021. So not too long ago, the Lotus Evija was introduced. So it looks like all of these cars in this pack are already in the fleet. So these will, there's actually 2 of these I'm going to use for something else, but the rest are going to be available for some student to pick up as a prize car. So not too bad of a prize at all. I especially like the color on this Ferrari. I haven't seen too many. I mean, I still haven't seen them. This is the only one that I've seen in the stores. Ferraris are clearly very popular, and I guess I'm not as I'm not going to say thorough, not as aggressive with trying to find new Hot Wheels and being there to crack open the boxes right when they pull them out from the back and doing all of that. So usually there's some cars that I really don't see out, and unless I go to a Hot Wheels swap meet or something, which it turns out I just missed one last week, but that's how it goes. All right, so I pulled out a bunch of cars out of storage, and I am pretty sure that a lot of these we already have in the fleet, so it's going to be a bunch of prize cars, and that's what I'm noticing is I'm getting further and further into the storage. I'm realizing that there are a lot of duplicate cars, but it's fine because we just turn those into prize cars. Some student will have the chance to pick those up. So right here, the El Segundo Rally Yi, and I know that we have one of these because I was saying the name, trying to figure out how to say it before. So just taking a look, yep, car number 1019, the El Segundo Rally Yi. So this is a prize car. Let's take a look at, well, the clip rod. We just raced this last week, and not only did we race this one, so we've got the clip rod. It had the best for track designation, which we still don't know what that means. So I have this one. I have, what has happened to my camera? My camera is experiencing some kind of little glitch. Let's see if I can get that straightened out. But in the meantime, yeah, I had this clip rod, and put it over here. And the clip rod has the little money clip, but we still don't know what the best for track label actually means. And since we don't know what that means, I'm going to try and disconnect this camera, reconnect it, see if that helps. Very strange. But technical difficulties aside, we're moving on. We can still see the cars, so let me switch over to the bigger view. I'll just go over here. Let me slide the BlitzSpeeder out of the way. And so the clip rod had the best for track designation, and it performed okay, but it was not anything special. But the fact of the matter is, we already have some clip rods, so this one has to go. Into the prize bin it goes. Let's see. And I am back. There we go. All right. Let's see. What's next? We have the Cruise Bruiser, and I'm going to check and see if we have one of these in the fleet. Custom. We have the Cruise Bruiser, car number 869. So we've got one of these. Prize car. We have a T-Rex Destroyer, which I'm almost 100% certain that we have one of these. I know we do. It's orange. It's orange with bright green wheels. But I'm gonna double check. T-Rex Destroyer. Yep, actually we have two. We have car number 183, which is gray, and car number 96, which is orange. So T-Rex Destroyer. Oh, kids love dinosaurs, so one of them will love that. All right, what else did I pull out? We have a 67 Chevy C10, cool pickup truck. We do have pickup trucks in the fleet. I don't know if this is going to end up being one. Yeah, Chevy C10. We actually have two of these. I'm wondering if there's anything different. Car number 712 and 975. Let's take a look and see what the difference is. So car number 712. Let's see. 712. Where is it at? Okay, so we have this one. Chevy C10. It's a nice looking truck. I like that. And then the other one was 975, which is much more recent, which makes me wonder if there was something significantly different, because usually I don't like to have duplicate cars in the fleet, so there should be some significant difference. Let's see, 975 between the cars in order to justify them both being in here. And we have this one, and I suppose maybe the wheels are a little different. I like the design of that truck. I also like this one, but we cannot have three that are that close in design. So that is a prize car. All right, we are really kind of cranking through these. We'll take a look at the Custom 53 Chevy and see if we have one of those in the fleet. Custom 56, Custom 59, 68, Custom 69 Chevy. Check the year, 53. Custom 64. We have, let's see. Do I have an 83 Chevy Silverado? I can tell you right now after I just, all right, let's see. 83 Silverado. 80. No. We have cars from 82, and then it jumps to 84. Nothing from 83 that I'm aware of, but again, I have so many in the storage that if it's a car that's come out in the last few years, there's a big possibility that it's in storage. So it's not officially in the fleet, but it could be in storage. But this one, this Custom 53 Chevy, we do not have, and I'm going to just double check 53. Nope, and 19. Let me check 1953 just to make sure, and I don't see it, so it looks like we're good to go. We finally found a car that is not a duplicate, and we are going to crack this open. This is going to be our first car of the day. Kind of cool, tiki themed art car. Let's crack this open. Okay, Custom 53 Chevy. Now with the weight, we know that the BlitzSpeeder weighs in at 32.4 grams. So we know that, and we've got that. The custom 53 Chevy weighs in at 36.2 grams, which isn't bad, considering you'll see it's a pretty big, it's a bigger car. So let's switch on over there. Hang on, let me get this light up. And now, switch over to here. Get that light off. And we are looking at this tiki themed Chevy, which I like this car. It's got a lot of character. Not a character car, but it's a car with some character, a little bit of style. All right, so let me go back to the spreadsheet and enter this one. Not exactly the most aerodynamic situation that the car that we've come across, but it is still going to be part of the fleet, and it is car number 1056. And oh, cool. Hey, Virgo, rough shot. Hey, no problem. Glad you're here. And we've got Roughshod's car lined up. He picked that on Wednesday, so we will see if he's found the key, if he's able to take out the BlitzSpeeder. And Virgo says he's editing his hunt, and I watch your hunts all the time, because that's how I find out what's out there and what I should be looking for. And the thing that I'm kind of jealous of is you all go into Ross and find all kinds of little hidden things that I've never seen. I haven't seen them in the real stores, in the regular stores, but you guys catch all kinds of specials and collectibles and different things. And so it makes me, like, I don't usually go to the Ross. There's a Ross near me, and I don't go there often, but every once in a while I get inspired by Roughshod searches, and I'm like, let me go in here and look. And I go in there, and it's just, nothing. Not even, I don't even usually come across name brand toys and things in there. It's just a lot of weird off-brand stuff, but I think it seems like you kind of have to be more consistent and do it on a regular basis, because I show up and look around, and either it's my location or something else. I'm wondering, do you have so we have Ross, and then there's another store called Marshall's, and then another one we have called TJ Maxx, and they all seem to be the same. Like, you go in there and they just kind of have random assortments of stuff, and I don't know. I guess I need to go more consistently, and maybe then I'd be able to find a better deals or something, some of those hidden gems. But yeah, that's exactly what I do. I just watch those roughshod hunts and see what I should be looking out for when I go to the store. Oh, that's nice. Hey, why, I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. And Roughshod, Virgo, Christopher, Never Ending. And there's people who watch and send me messages. Their schedules don't let them watch live. But I appreciate it, because I would be doing this anyway, and it's something that I have to do to get these cars ready and available for the students. So I'd be doing it anyway, but it's always a little more enjoyable when you can kind of share it with some other people, some other Hot Wheels enthusiasts, as we try to chase down and find the car that is going to take out our champion. And maybe it's going to be this one. So we've got this custom 53 Chevy, which is going to take a closer look. We've got the little tikis on the top with a letter C. I'd have to find which art car set this went to, and then you line them all up, and then you can see the messages. There's a YouTube channel. At least, I'm sure there's more than one, but there's at least one where the guy, he finds the art cars every year, lines them up, and you can see what the message is on that. But I like this one. I don't know what it's going to do on the track. It's got the little clear hood. Aerodynamically, it's not really telling me, it's not showing me a whole lot in terms of aerodynamics, but in terms of style, this is definitely a keeper, and it's different. I like finding cars that are definitely different, and this one is different because when you have different style and types of cars in the fleet, it makes the choices a little more, it makes the students have to think about their choices a little more. Why are they picking a particular car over another car? So it is good to have strange, odd, different cars in there. So we've got this custom 53 Chevy, and this next one that we are about to introduce is going to be, when we talk about strange, odd, weird, unique cars, this one is right up there. I think the last one that we've had that was as weird as this one was probably that cone shaker, the one that had the orange pylon right on in the middle of the car. So let's see. Marshalls and TJ Maxx are out there as well, but don't have as much. I see. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've ever even been in the TJ Maxx. I see it. But I've never been in it because I wasn't sure, like, what is it? I don't even understand how those stores work. Are they return items? Are they overstock items? Are they? I don't get it. But I think I'm gonna have to start to put Ross on my list. It's next to a Home Depot down the street from me, so I can walk across the parking lot and check it out. All right, so we have the custom Chevy, the 53 Chevy, the year's 2007, and that's the manufacturing year on there. But this next one, I just picked up. This is new in the stores. Hadn't seen this one before. This is the EggshelleRacer. This is a part of their food series. Actually, let's read on the back. It says, born in 2025 in El Segundo, California, down the street, designer Hot Wheels accelerate across the finish line in this little scoop of protein that leaves the competition scrambled. Powered by twin Carton V12s, it makes a dense cloud of tire smoke your opponents can't ignore. So they're real heavy on the egg puns today. But it has a little spoon, and then there is a cracked egg right there, and then it's got little egg cartons here with where the engine is. So let's crack this open and take a look. Oh, I see. Oh, so okay, kind of like a discount store. It was just when I went in there, just seeing everything seemed so random. All right, let's see what this one. This is a lot of metal. This eggshell is metal, and this spoon that it's sitting in, also metal, but it's sitting on a plastic base. So let's see what this weighs. It's very heavy on the back end. Like, this back end is very heavy. But it's only weighing in at 37 grams, so that's not bad. Let's take a look at the EggshelleRacer and see if it's going to be excellent on our track or not. This is, so you got the brown egg. The shell is cracked there, which provides this opening under here. And as we see, because we're definitely going to put this car in the wind tunnel on Wednesday, what will happen when the air moves into this area? Because it is closed off in the back pretty much, so the air that goes in there is kind of going to get trapped, and when that happens, it usually means that the car is going to experience a little more drag, and that can be the difference between winning and losing on our track. So let's get this still picture here of the EggshelleRacer, and I like this. I'm pretty sure they're probably going to come out with some other version, like with different colors, like they did with the cone shaker. But this one definitely has all the, I like the egg yolk yellow, the egg, and also you can see right here they have egg cartons on either side, part of the engine. So let's get this here and get our video clip. Very clever. They sometimes these character cars, they do a great job of really capturing the theme of whatever it is that they're trying to represent. Oh, there's some little writing on the side of the egg there. I didn't catch exactly what that was. Some numbers and letters. But let's see, the EggshelleRacer is car number 1067. 1067 different cars to choose from. If we look at the back end, those two looks like eggs sticking out of the back. We'll press up against the launching block. I like the fact that it's got the little that the front wheels are protected, so it's not. It's an open wheel car, but the wheels are protected, so in the event that it does crash, the axles should be safe. I don't know, because there's so much weight on this one at the back end. This, when you hold it, it's really heavy. This is because this is metal. The spoon, the bigger part of the spoon, is metal, and it's just got a lot of weight towards the back end, which I don't know that we've seen that. We had the Ford C whatever, that cab, and that had all the weight in the front. And we'll see what happens with this. The EggshelleRacer. What is this? This little writing. You can take a look. It's got some writing there on the shell. I don't know what any of that means. Maybe it's just random. Maybe it's a code. Not really sure. But I like this. I like this one, the EggshelleRacer. You can also see the egg cartons there that they've incorporated into the motor. It's cool. All right, so we've got the EggshelleRacer. We've got this custom 6053 Chevy. And now we're going to get back to a car. So last week we introduced a car from Majorette. It was the Nissan Vision Gran Turismo. And we did everything. We took the picture, the blah, 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 all that. And then we got to the racetrack, put it in, and it would not fit into the launcher. So I went to the store and got some metal files and was filing the sides of this car down to make it fit. And eventually I got it to the point where now it fits in. So we are going to go back and take another look at the now filed down, the slimmer, trimmer Nissan Vision Gran Turismo. And I'm going to first check the weight. It's weighing in at 31.9 grams. And since we already did, I believe last week we already took the picture in the video, but I will show you what I had to do to this one. It was, so you can see right there on the edges where that silver is at the bottom and just above the wheel, I had to just file that down. So all this, the metal, I had to just kind of grind it and file it on both sides. And it doesn't look the best, but it doesn't look terrible. But the main part and the most important part is that now this car will fit into the launcher and can actually race. So I'm not sure about these wheels. I mean, they look fine, but compared to the Hot Wheels wheels, these have more of a Matchbox type look to them, where they have the tread on the edges and then they're flat in the middle. That's definitely more of a something we've seen with Matchbox cars. And this one is just a little, I like the design of it. I like the look of it, but I'm concerned about these wheels. We've never had a majorette car race before. So we'll just take another look, let it spin. And it's got the Nissan badge painted in the front. Got the silver for the headlights. Nice little accents. I like the design. We had it in the wind tunnel. Everything looked good there. The weight we've just seen. The weight is good. We've got it filed down so that it can now fit on the end of the launcher and race. So everything's looking up. It's, all positive. I just don't know about those wheels. We are going to find out. This is the first majorette car that we've had, and if this one does well, then I will look for more. If the wheels don't spin in a way that makes this thing competitive, then I won't waste my money. But this one, I like the look of it. I like the look. I like the style. Everything about it. I'm just worried about those wheels. So we will see if this car can compete. And so since this one was actually, we introduced it last week, but it just didn't get to race. This is car number 1063. So it's already in the fleet. I am going to take another still picture though, because now it's been to remind me. When I see the still picture, I'll be reminded that this was the car that I had to file down. So when we get hundreds of cars past this one and someone picks it, I will remember to tell the story about how this car had to be adjusted. And I don't like modifying the cars. I know there are different Hot Wheels racing channels where they add graphite to the wheels and do different things, but I like to take the cars just out of the pack and race them and see what they've got. So the only modifications I ever make to these cars are modifications to make them fit in the launcher so that we can actually race them. But other than that, I don't do anything to these cars. So, and of course, the purpose of the graphite is to reduce the friction when the wheels on the axles and allow the wheels to spin more freely. It's the same idea with the faster than ever cars, but we'll see. Now, let's see. So we have the Gran Turismo, we have the EggshelleRacer, we have the Custom 53 Chevy. We definitely have, let's see, it's over here. Oh, check this one. This is one that I pulled out of storage, the Fusionbusta. And the name doesn't sound familiar, so I don't think we have one in here. But I need to look. Anyway, let's see. Turismo. We do not have a Fusionbusta. Well, we do now. The Fusionbusta is going in. It is an open... Oh, no, it's kind of... Okay, so it's open wheel, but the wheels are protected just like the EggshelleRacer. So I think we've already got a matchup. This one and the EggshelleRacer gonna be going head to head. So let's crack this open and take a look. Hey, rough shot. All right, let's see here. All right, the Fusionbusta, a car. Okay, so this has a metal base, and I was curious because it just felt heavy. Let's get the scale. All right, scale's having a moment. Nope, let's get it back to 0. Come on, scale. There we go. The Fusionbusta is coming in at 38 grams. So I believe this is probably the heaviest car of the day. Drop this in here and take a look. We have the Fusionbusta, which is this kind of fantasy dragster thing. There's lots of engine sticking out on this thing. And it's one of the... This is the perfect example of a car that we could put this in the wind tunnel, but I don't think we're going to get the kind of information that would help us make any kind of determination. There's just so many weird angles and shapes and things that you wouldn't see on any other car when you look at this, that it just... You're just going to have to race it. Some of these cars just have to race, and that's the bottom line, because there's too much going on to really speculate as to what we think they'll do, and you just have to put it on the track. But with a car like with the standard cars, so if we're talking about that 53 Chevy or the Gran Turismo, standard cars, you can put those into the wind tunnel and get a pretty good idea. But a car like this, with all of these different elements and things that it has going on, engines and pipes sticking up everywhere, the angle, even the cockpit is not, it's more angular than it is rounded off. There's a little opening there just behind the engine. The stance is different. It's just one of those cars. It's going to have to be on the track, and then we'll see what it does. And if it does very well, then we have to try and analyze and figure out why that is. And we will see. This is car number 1068. This is the Fusionbusta. Fusionbusta. And let me check this on the EggshelleRacer. 2026 is the manufacturing year. And looking at the back of this car, there's just that little piece of bumper or whatever that is at the back that's going to be pressing up against the launching block. And I can definitely see it's already clear. The EggshelleRacer and the Fusionbusta are going to be lining up against each other. They're just too clearly and obviously similar not to have that be a race. So that is going to be one that we see. So we've got the Fusionbusta. Let me check the manufacturing year. 2020. The Fusionbusta, another drag style car. And we have the EggshelleRacer, the Custom 53 Chevy, and the Nissan Vision Gran Turismo, our first majorette car to ever hit the track. Let's go. Well, since we've got some weird cars. Let's go with one more weird car if we don't already have one in here. It is this one, the birthday burner. It's a slice of cake. There's a fork. We've got the spoon, so we might as well have the fork. Let me just double check though, make sure we don't already have one of these in the fleet. The birthday burner. Lots of BMWs, surprisingly. Plenty of Batmobiles, of course. All right, Big Air, BlitzSpeeder, Bizarani. No, we don't have one. So, the birthday burner. Oh, it's got some information on the back. Also, born in 2023 in El Segundo, California. Designer Hot Wheels. Baker's start your engines. Fully hot-rodded with an exposed engine, this supercharged slice of automotive ingenuity will have everyone craving the sweet taste of victory. All right, so let's see what this slice of cake car is doing. All right. Whoa, all right. Popped out of there. All right, let's check the weight on the birthday burner. Birthday burner's coming in at 32.3 grams. It has, well, first, let me make sure that it fits into the launcher. It does. It is good to go there. So now we can take a closer look at the birthday burner. Right here. All right, let's get... Let me get this video. So I like this. They've got the fork there, slice of cake. Got the driver's head popping up. They slap the big engine there. It looks like that might be a little paper plate that it's a little blue paper plate that it's sitting on. And now I'm looking at the back. The lip of the bumper is basically the back end of the fork, and that is going to be the only part that's pressing up against the launching block. I like these big wheels. When I took it out of the package and just gave the wheels a quick spin, I really like how those wheels spin. I don't know if that's going to make a huge difference, but I definitely like the spin of those wheels. But look at that contrast. Huge wheels in the back, smaller wheels up front. It's definitely got that drag racing stance. Another car that we're going to put in the wind tunnel, but it's going to be difficult to see what's going on because that engine is going to deflect most of the airflow. So it's anybody's guess what this car is going to do, but we're not going to have to guess for long because we're putting it on the track. It is going to be racing today, and when we combine that, so this one is it's pretty tall, so we're going to have to use the taller acrylic cover, but given that the truck that Christopher has picked, we'd be using that taller cover anyway. So this car, as big as it is, as tall as it is, as awkwardly shaped as it is still not going to be the biggest car of the day. We have a truck that is much, much, much bigger. All right, let's get this still picture. And we have right here, we've got our slice of cake, the birthday burner. We have the custom 53 Chevy. We have the EggshelleRacer. We have the Fusionbusta. We have the birthday burner, this one, and the Nissan Vision Gran Turismo. Now, next up is one that I talked about on Wednesday, and I posted somewhere. I was in the store, and I saw this one, this Maisto Speed Icons, this Ferrari Monza SP1. And it's just a cool looking car, but it is from their kind of premium brand, and it's die-cast metal, metal body, metal chassis, opening doors and hood and trunk, working suspension, two-piece wheels, rubber tires. And that's where I kind of got hung up, rubber tires, because rubber tires on our track, there's too much friction, and they don't tend to finish the races. There's just too much friction, slows these cars down, and that's that. So I bought this not with the expectation that we were going to race it, but just because it was too cool to kind of pass up. So I bought this and popped it open, and it turns out that the wheels, yes, they're rubber, but it's like a hard rubber. It's not like, they don't really feel like the real riders on the Hot Wheels, which seem to be a little softer than these. These seem pretty hard. So I was like, well, let me give it a shot. So I put this car on the track and ran it, and it finished the race, and it seemed to be at a decently competitive speed. But the fact is, it finished the race. So because it finished the race with these rubber tires, why not put it in the fleet? So we're going to race it today. It is the Ferrari Monza SP1, and it's definitely a premium car, and it's heavy. I can feel it, but let's put it on the scale and see exactly how heavy it is. It is weighing in. I'm going to get, I haven't weighed it. I haven't put it on there. I'm going to say this feels like about 45 grams to me. And I was wrong. It's 58.9 grams. 58.9 grams. This might be even heavier than that John Force Peak funny car that we raced. 58 grams. Let me make sure I saw that right. Now it's reading 59 grams, so it's getting heavier by the moment. 59 grams for this, the Ferrari Monza SP1. Let's go ahead and take a look, because this is a really, really nice car. So this is based on a real car, the Ferrari Monza SP1, and it's called the SP1 because it's only got the one seat for the driver. There is a Ferrari Monza SP2 that has two seats. That's the two-seater version. So SP1, one seat, SP2, two-seater. I watched a video on YouTube about this car, and they only made 500 of them, both combined, the one-seater and the two-seaters. And it's very unique. So this cockpit is open, and the driver sits there, and there's no windshield there. But on the real car, they have a little opening right here, just like right in this area. And the way they have there's openings in the front, so the air comes through, and then it's released through this little vent, and the way it's released, it actually kind of arcs over the driver, so the driver doesn't need that windshield, and things aren't hitting, wind isn't hitting the driver square in the face because of the design. Now, the problem with this one is it doesn't have that same opening in the front and the opening right here. So when we put this in the wind tunnel and we slid it over so that the air was flowing right over this part, we saw that the air was getting into this cockpit area and just kind of swirling around, being very turbulent, and it's creating more drag. This thing weighs 59 grams, so it's already gonna have a tough time. Plus, it has the rubber tires, even though these seem to allow it to roll down the track. This car is gonna have a tough time. But what it does have going for it is this whole flat side, this whole passenger side of the car that's completely flat. The aerodynamic profile is great. We had it in the wind tunnel. So I think this one has got I don't know if it's I don't think it's got a shot to win the whole tournament, but I think it could possibly beat out the truck that Christopher picked just because of the size situation, but the weight on this one might cause it to lose to that giant truck. So that'll be an interesting matchup if that's one that comes up as we go through this tournament. But this car is a good looking car, and I hope that it does well enough to kind of justify maybe we can find some other premium cars from Maisto and put them into the fleet. You never know. The fact that the cars with the real riders just slow down so much, and all that friction just prevents me from ever picking up any of those cars and trying to put them into the fleet. I know I have an Aston Martin. I have some cool cars with the real riders, but they just don't make it down the track. So this is car number 1070. It is the Ferrari Monza SP1, and the trunk does open up, but there's no need to. That's not going to have any impact on this car's performance on the track. Just a good looking car. This is a really nice car, and because mostly I just buy the mainline cars, so I don't get a lot of these premium cars with just like all this attention to the details. And also on the package it said something about a working suspension. That's going to be interesting to see how that impacts the car. Not that we'd be able to tell right away, but if this car does well, we're going to have to really kind of look at it and try and figure out, okay, what is it? What's the difference between these rubber wheels and the rubber wheels on the real riders? Maybe that suspension comes into play. I don't know. But this is definitely a very, very interesting car. So we have our lineup. We have the Ferrari Monza SP1, the Birthday Burner, the Fusionbusta, the EggshelleRacer, the Custom 53 Chevy, and the Nissan Vision Gran Turismo. And so what I am going to do is I am going to go and grab Christopher and Roughshod's cars, and then we'll take a look at those, and we will be just about ready to hit the track. So I am going to throw up Virgo's favorite. It's going to read 5 minutes or something like that, but it's not going to take me that long to grab these cars. So I will be back in just a minute. flush it. Okay. There was one truck that I was looking for that took me a minute to find. But all right, so here is what we are going to be looking at in terms of picks. So on Wednesday, Roughshod had a couple of cars in the wind tunnel. Took a look at those and decided that he was going to go with this Cadillac Cien, and it's weighing in at 33.6 grams, and we're going to take a look at that right here, and there it is. And yeah, flush it. It looks like it has, so it's got the faster than ever wheels, which is a good sign, because that means, as I've mentioned in the past, the axle is nickel plated, and therefore the wheels are able to spin a little faster because there's less friction, so they spin more freely, and that should help the car's speed. As far as the aerodynamic profile was good. It's got that more angular look of the modern Cadillac cars. I don't know if this was an actual production car or if this is just a concept vehicle, but I think it's got a pretty good shot. When I'm looking at the lineup today, it's hard to know, like with that EggshelleRacer and the birthday cake car and even the Fusionbusta, how those are going to perform. If I had to just guess, I would think that this car should be there in the finals, because it's got the faster than ever wheels, it's got the good aerodynamic profile, and I don't trust that majorette Nissan Gran Turismo, only because of the wheels. If you put these wheels on that Nissan, I would go that route. But yeah, I'm not really. I think that this car is probably, just at a glance, this is my pick, I think. So, all right, we've got this one, the Cadillac Cien, but then Christopher decided to bring back. So 2 weeks ago, we had a really strange set of races. We had food trucks, we had cargo vans, we had just some of the biggest vehicles that we've raced at one time. But there was one that was bigger than them all, and it was this one, the Hiway Hauler 2. And it's definitely the tallest, biggest vehicle that we have raced on the track. It's narrow enough that it fits into the launcher, so that's all that's important. But as you'll see, just trying to keep it, build up the acrylic cover so that this thing doesn't fly off the track was a challenge, and I expect it will still be one this week. I don't, just based on the performance that it had 2 weeks ago, I can't imagine that it's going to suddenly be better, especially against like cars instead of other big trucks. But hey, you never know. So this is what he picked, and this is what we'll race. What I was looking for, what took me a minute during the little break there to find, is and let's see what this Hiway Hauler weighs. It weighs in at 43.1 grams. So as big as it is, it's still lighter than that Ferrari, which is kind of wild. Then we're going to race that, but Christopher had an idea that he mentioned on Wednesday, and so I went and looked this one up, and maybe this will be an interesting race. This Ragin' Express, this one. He wanted to see this race, the Hiway Hauler 2, and as big as that is, I mean, if I can, I'm going to try and adjust the track, and we'll put these two behemoths on the track and race them, because that's probably the only race that these two will be competitive in, is a race against each other. Anything else and they are probably almost certainly going to lose, but we're going to do that. So we've got all our cars lined up, ready to go, and we are about to hit the track. And I am just going to explain this for someone who somewhere down the road just stumbles across this video and clicks on the drag racing link. Like, here is what you are about to see. You are going to see our 3-camera race track view. The cars are going to start at the top of the screen on the far left in the launcher. I am going to give a countdown. 3, 2, 1, race. I will hit the switch. The cars will come firing out of the launcher. They will go from top to bottom. They will pass out of the bottom of the screen on the left, show up at the top of the screen in the middle, go from top to bottom, pass out of the bottom of the screen in the middle, show up at the top of the screen on the far right, our finish line camera. They will go from top to bottom, crossing the finish line, and the car that crosses first will be indicated with a solid red light. A solid red light indicates the winning car. A flashing red light, well, that's the losing car. So solid red light, you've won. Flashing red light, you've lost. After the first race, the cars will switch lanes and we will run the second race. The first car to take 2 out of the 3 races will win and move on in the tournament. If a car crashes and leaves the track, that car is not penalized. We simply throw out the results of that race, reset the cars, and race again. But if that same car crashes twice consecutively, leaving the track, then it's out, and that's it. It is disqualified because a car that crashes twice consecutively in exactly the same way is unlikely. There's some issue with the launch and the car design and all of that that is not going to be resolved by just resetting the cars and rerunning the race. So crash twice, leave the track, you're out. You crash, and if a car crashes and goes on its side or on its hood or its roof but stays on the track, well, that just counts as a loss. So if your car is going to crash, you want it to crash and leave the track. Don't crash and stay on the track. That's just bad. You're just setting yourself up for failure. So that is it. We have our cars. We have the track. We are ready to go. So I will see you over at the track in 30 seconds. All right, let me just double check the audio here. 1, 2. All right, audio's good. We are ready to roll, and I think I might as well get this out of the way at the beginning and figure out how to get these two giants, the Hiway Hauler 2 and the Raging Express, get these down the track. It is going to be a challenge because the acrylic cover is not tall enough to account, not nearly tall enough to account for either one of these cars. So I'm going to have to lift it up with these spare pieces that I have laying around and see we can get this thing high enough to accommodate both of these vehicles. And we can. Alright. So now, let's see if they will stay on the track. We've got the Hiway Hauler 2 in lane 2. And then I've got to keep an eye out to make sure that they're not going to clip the tripods. Hiway Hauler 2 is in lane 2. The Raging Express is in lane number 1. And we are, let's see, lined up and ready to go with race number 1. We've got the Ragin' Express in lane 1. We've got Christopher's Hiway Hauler 2 in lane 2. Race 1, here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. And the Hiway Hauler just came off the rails, off the track, and crashed. But I wasn't clear on what happened. It happened somewhere in this area. It looks like it kind of clipped this this barrier here. Let me just make sure that. Yeah, it would have had to have come off the track to hit that. Let's see. Let me make sure it can. Yeah, it didn't hit anything there. Just this slightly. Make sure this Ragin' Express also didn't hit anything. All right. Doesn't look like they did. So let's go ahead and line them up again and make sure everything's straight. These bigger cars, or trucks rather, it's a little bit of finesse has to go into trying to get them down the track, because I really wasn't, when I was designing this launcher and everything, I really wasn't taking these bigger trucks into consideration. So we have to kind of do little workarounds to get them ready. All right, lined up again. We've got the Hiway Hauler 2 in lane 2. We've got the Ragin' Express in lane 1. Race 1. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. And those big trucks made it down, and the Ragin' Express took the race. They weren't, I mean, they were slow, but they weren't as slow as I thought. But it could also be a fact that when you have two slow vehicles racing one another, that they don't really look slow. They just look competitive, and that's cool. I'll take a competitive race. All right, so we've got the Hiway Hauler 2 in its second appearance in a couple of weeks. And I made the statement when it raced the last time that this was probably the first and last time it would ever be picked. Well, I was wrong, because here we are 2 weeks later, and it is lined up for race number 2. The Hiway Hauler 2 is in lane 1. The Ragin' Express is in lane 2. Race number 2. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. Okay, see, now that time, as you can see by the way the camera jumped, the Hiway Hauler 2, so big, it hit the tripod on the camera and knocked that a little sideways. So let me get that straightened out. And big truck. This is what you get when you start putting these big trucks on the track. I guess that'll do for right now, but now I've got to check to make sure that it can come down and hopefully not hit this barrier. Let's see. So right there, it's definitely going to hit. Yeah. Can't believe got to make all these adjustments for this truck that is not going to, it is not going to be around for much longer. Let's see. It could still possibly hit it. There's not really anything I can do. Anything else I can do to really help this thing out. Because it's just too wide. So it's going to be possible that it hits this side of the, either of these cars. Either one could possibly hit it, but there's nothing else I can do. That's just, I guess, what's going to happen as a result of these cars being, or these trucks being this wide. But we'll see what happens and line them up, see if they make it down, and just get them kind of out of the way so we can get to the cars. All right, we've got the Hiway Hauler 2 in lane 1. We've got the Raging Express in lane 2. Race number 2, here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. Yeah, it did the same thing. It clips the tripod and then it goes up. So there's nothing we can do. That is going to be it for that truck. I gotta adjust the camera again. And get ready for the other races. And there we go. So Hiway Hauler 2, it's done. The Raging Express was just out there as an exhibition matchup with that car. It's done as well. So we're out of the giant truck game, and we're going to get into these actual cars and see which ones are going to be moving on. So let's go ahead and get into another kind of interesting matchup, which is going to be the Fusionbusta and the EggshelleRacer. All right, Fusionbusta, EggshelleRacer. Now, with the EggshelleRacer, it is going to need a taller acrylic cover itself. Fusionbusta is good, so we're going to go to our hybrid cover that has one side higher and one side lower to accommodate these cars. The EggshelleRacer is going to be in lane 1. The Fusionbusta is going to be in lane number 2. And we are going to see which car comes out on top. Which of these two unique drag racing cars? The Fusionbusta lane 2, EggshelleRacer lane 1. Race 1, here we go. Three, two, one, race. Okay, so I am going to have to make another adjustment because the EggshelleRacer, the top of the egg, got wedged into the top of the acrylic cover. It still wasn't high enough to accommodate the top of the egg. So I'm going to have to raise this thing up just a bit, and we'll rerun the race. All right, EggshelleRacer lane 1, Fusionbusta in lane 2, and let's get this thing set up. All right, race 1, here we go. EggshelleRacer crashes, and we will line them up again. But I think part of the thing with that car, with all that weight at the back end, is not really good. I wouldn't be surprised if the front end actually raised up. It's why some of the cars, this one needs a wheelie bar, essentially. I think that's probably what happened. With all that weight at the back, I have a feeling that the front end of this car probably lifted up. That's what it looked like to me in real time, and that is no good. The car took off and proceeded to crash, but because at least the front wheels are protected, it did not, the axle was not damaged, so it can race. We've got the EggshelleRacer back lined up in lane 1. The Fusionbusta has had no issues. It is lined up in lane 2. Eggshell lane 1, Fusionbusta lane 2. Race 1, here we go. Three, two, one, race. Okay, so the EggshelleRacer made it down the track. It got a kind of a weird launch. The back end of the car was kind of in an angle and then slid back into place, and the thing stayed on the track and completed the course, but it came in second. And by coming in second, I mean it lost. So we are going to switch sides of the track, and actually, if this EggshelleRacer, if it loses, then we will be done with the, well, nope, I take that back. I was going to say we'd be done with having to use the special cover to keep the car on the track, but that's not true because we've got the birthday burner still waiting to race. So we are not done. We are not done. We are not done. All right. The EggshelleRacer, very unique. One of the most unique cars we've had this year, is lined up in lane 2. And we have the Fusionbusta lined up in lane number 1. And we are ready. Come on, this EggshelleRacer just does not want to stay put. All right, now we've got it lined up. EggshelleRacer, lane 2, Fusionbusta, lane 1, race 2. Here we go. Three, two, one, race. Oh, wow. Okay, so now the EggshelleRacer wants to win. I was kind of, in the back of my mind, I was kind of hoping it would lose so that I wouldn't have to keep dealing with this, readjusting this track and et cetera, but hey, it won, so you can't knock that. It got that win, and we are going to a third and final race with these two unique dragsters, the Fusionbusta and the EggshelleRacer. Race number 3. Let me flip all of this stuff around here. We are now ready to go. We have the EggshelleRacer has crashed, it has lost, and it has won. It's done all the things, but can it win this race? We have the EggshelleRacer in lane 1. We have the Fusionbusta in lane 2. Race number 2. Here we go. Three, two, one, race. And the EggshelleRacer, it lost, but it did in this race that it lost, it did the exact same thing that it did in the other race that it lost. It was up on like the back end of the car was kind of in an angle and then slid back into place right around just after it passed the first camera. When it got to the second part of the track, that is when the back end was sideways and then it kind of slid back into place. And in a race between two cars that are relatively similar and kind of close in performance, you can't really afford to have those kind of problems at launch and still, do well. But that is the end of the EggshelleRacer. The Fusionbusta moves on. And now we're going to get into, since we've got this hybrid thing out here, and I think we're going to need it, we're going to go and check out the birthday burner. Let me see, does it need... Okay, so the birthday burner can at least just use the standard taller acrylic cover. We don't need any special modifications. And we're going to put this up against the birthday burner, up against the Ferrari with the Maisto Ferrari that has the rubber wheels. And we're going to see if the rubber-wheeled Ferrari can hang with this big birthday cake inspired hot rod. And while I think that the Ferrari is going to be able to finish the race, I don't think it's going to be able to be competitive. I just don't. It's weighing in at, what would we say, 59 grams, so it's extremely heavy. Rubber wheels, everything working against it. The only thing it does have going in its favor is the aerodynamic profile, which is excellent. So we'll see if the Ferrari can keep up. We've got the Ferrari Monza SP1 in lane 2. We have the birthday burner in lane 1. Race number 1. Here we go. Three, two, one, race. So the Ferrari finished, but it finished in a distant second place. So it lost. We are going to switch lanes and see. So I put it like this. Among cars that we've put on the track that have had rubber wheels, this one, that was the best performance we've ever seen from a rubber-wheeled car. But I think the weight, you can't get away from the weight. And it's just too heavy. Too heavy. So we're going to see if we can do something about this situation. We're going to switch lanes. That's all we're going to do. We're not going to make any modifications. So can lane 1 be better to the Ferrari Monza SP1? We're going to see. Ferrari Monza SP1 in lane 1, the birthday burner in lane 2, race 2. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. Look at the birthday burner coming back. So, not a awful performance. It's definitely, it's way better than Grogu. But there's just a lot working against this Ferrari. So the weight and the rubber wheels got it. But hey, at least it made it down the track. So that is the first a rubber wheeled car that was actually competitive on the track. All right, now we've got that out of the way. So we've got pretty much all the gimmicks are gone. And so now let's go with, we have our first majorette car. Let's go with Roughshod's Cadillac Cien against this majorette Nissan Gran Turismo that I had to take a metal file to and shave down some of the sides to get this thing to be able to fit into the launcher and participate. Last week we had it all set up, we were ready to go, put it in and found out, oops, it's too wide to fit into the launcher. It can't go. Now it's ready to go. It's lined up. It's in lane 1. The Nissan Gran Turismo in lane 1. And Roughshod's Cadillac Cien with the faster than ever wheels is in lane 2. Race 1. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. Whew. That Cadillac destroyed that majorette car. And I had my doubts about the majorette car, mainly because of the wheels. I had no idea how the wheels would spin. They just look cheap. They look cheap. They have a cheap kind of feel, and they just don't seem to have the same build quality as the Hot Wheels wheels, but that could have just been my imagination. We are going to switch lanes, and we're going to see what's up if this majorette Nissan Gran Turismo can it get the job done this time around. Let's see. All right, we've got the Cadillac in lane 1, and we are ready to go with race number 2. Cadillac lane 1, Nissan Gran Turismo lane 2, race 2. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. It was a little closer, but not close enough to suggest that this majorette car is in the league of our Hot Wheels cars. I don't know. Maybe this, if it turns out this Cadillac Cien is just extremely fast, then maybe the majorette didn't do so poorly. But if this Cadillac ends up not even making it to the finals, then we'll have to kind of reconsider other majorette cars in the future. So let's go with, we have, we're going to go with this Tiki themed custom 53 Chevy, and let's roll that against the birthday burner. So we got to break out our hybrid acrylic cover, which we've got here, and the birthday burner will be in lane 2, and this Chevy with the Tiki theme will be in lane 1. Race 1, here we go. Chevy lane 1, birthday burner lane 2. 3, 2, 1, race. And the Chevy explodes into the first barrier. So we will reset, go again. And because of the design of that Chevy, it's no worse for the wear. Even after slamming into the barrier at extremely high speeds. We'll set it up again. And we've got the Chevy in lane 1, birthday burner in lane 2. Race 1 restart. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. Not a bad race, not a close race necessarily, but not a bad race. The birthday burner takes it, and this big Chevy, old school, poor aerodynamics, is going to switch over to lane 2. The birthday burner will take up its position and try to move on to the finals. Flip this around. Here, things locked in, and put the Chevy in lane 2. The Chevy crashed once, came back, lost the race, and now needs to take 2 in a row. Birthday burner locked in, to lane number 1. Chevy, ready to go. Race 2, Chevy lane 2, birthday burner lane 1, race 2, here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. Okay, I see the Chevy. Now the birthday burner had some speed, but not enough speed. It lost. So we are going to a race number 3. Surprising, because I really thought that this birthday burner, based on race 1, had what it took to just knock this thing out clean. That is not the case. We are going to a third, final, and decisive race. Can the Chevy win 2 in a row and move on to the finals? We're going to find out very soon. All right, we've got the birthday burner, lane 2. I didn't expect it to lose that last race, but it's why we have to race the races, because you just never know. All right, let's see. And all right, so we've got the birthday burner in lane 2. We have the Chevy in lane 1. This is race number 3. Winner moves on to the finals. Here we go. Three, 2, 1, race. Oh, the birthday burner blew out the Chevy's candles and is moving on. So it means we are going to have to keep this hybrid cover. We're going to see it again in the finals, but for now, the Chevy is back to the garage, and we are down to the birthday burner, the Fusionbusta, and the Cadillac Cien. So let's get those cars on the track, the Fusionbusta and Roughshods Cadillac Cien. We will see which of these two is going to head to the finals against the birthday burner. So we're going to go with the Fusionbusta in lane 1. We will put the Cadillac in lane 2. Cadillac lane 2, Fusionbusta lane 1, race 1. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. Cadillac comes out on top, knocks the Fusionbusta out of the box, and we are now one step closer to our finals matchup. That Cadillac, I said it when we were doing the little review, that was the car that I expected to be in the finals, just based on looking at the other cars that were lined up. But we're not necessarily done. It's not over yet. It's not over. It's not over. Here we go. We have the Fusionbusta now lining up in lane number 2, if I can get it to stay in place. And we have the Cadillac in lane 1. Fusionbusta, come on, stay put. All right, got it. All right, Cadillac Cien in lane 1, Fusionbusta lane 2, race 2, here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. Fusionbusta takes it. So now we're going to a third and final race. Very interesting. I thought this Cadillac had it, but it's why we have to race the race, because you never really know. Sometimes cars can just get poor launches, and that can make a difference. If it gets a bad launch, starts bouncing around the track, too much friction, who knows? There's any number of things that can happen, and some of the stuff is too hard to see. You can't see it with the naked eye, and me just sitting here watching it and you on video, you can't really see it. You really have to slow things down, and let's see. Oh, switch this over. Fusionbusta's now in lane 1. Cadillac Cien is in lane 2. We are just about ready to go if these cars will cooperate. And there we go. All right, race 3. We've got the Cadillac Cien in lane 2, the Fusionbusta in lane 1. Race number 3. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. And the Cadillac takes that race with ease. And so our finals matchup is going to be the birthday burner and this Cadillac Cien. We will bring out that hybrid cover one more time. We will get the birthday burner set up in lane number 1. And the Cadillac is set up in lane number 2. Let me get the Fusionbusta off the track. Fusionbusta didn't have a bad performance, but that Cadillac is pretty quick. But we're going to find out, is it quick enough to beat out this slice of cake? All right. Cadillac Cien, faster than ever wheels. Lane number 2. And the birthday burner, lane 1. Race 1, here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. Cadillac Cien takes it and takes it with ease. We're going to flip the cover, and now the birthday burner is going to have to do what the Fusionbusta was unable to do, which is take 2 races in a row from this Cadillac. And we'll see how that all plays out. Our finals matchup. Birthday burner, Cadillac Cien. Cadillacs in lane 1. Birthday burner in lane 2. And we are ready to go. Birthday burner lane 2, Cadillac Cien lane 1, race number 2. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. Woo-hoo. That one was much closer. The Cadillac was, it was behind, or at least the cars were even. From my perspective, it looked like the Cadillac was a little bit behind, and then pulled it out there at the end to become today's champion. The Cadillac Cien, Roughshods pick, takes the tournament, and now we are going to find out if the Cadillac Cien can take out the champ. So it's going to go up against the BlitzSpeeder for the fastest in-fleet title. It's got the faster than ever wheels. It's got a good aerodynamic profile. It is ready to go. Can it beat the BlitzSpeeder? We're going to find out. It's hard to tell exactly. Like, cars have won the tournament and then been blown out by the BlitzSpeeder. Cars have won the tournament and been competitive with the BlitzSpeeder. But we're going to find out right here, right now. We're going to put the Cadillac Cien in lane 2. We're going to put the BlitzSpeeder in lane 1. And here we go. Cadillac Cien, lane 2, BlitzSpeeder, lane 1. This is the first race for the fastest in fleet title. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. Whew. That Cadillac was hanging in there and seemed like it was gaining a little bit of ground there at towards the end, but the BlitzSpeeder jumped out to a lead, held the lead, and that is a story that we have that we've seen before. But this Cadillac still has a shot. It's now a much more difficult shot a much longer shot, but it's got to take 2 races from the BlitzSpeeder, and we haven't seen that before. Well, not a car come back to take 2 races from the BlitzSpeeder. Put it like that. All right, switching things up. The Cadillac is now in lane 1. The BlitzSpeeder is in lane 2. Race number 2, fastest in fleet title. BlitzSpeeder lane 2, Cadillac Cien lane 1. Race number 2, here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. Cadillac smashes into the barrier. The BlitzSpeeder rolls all the way back. And we will reset this race and see if we can get a clean launch out of these cars. All right, BlitzSpeeder back in lane 2. The Cadillac Cien in lane 1. And we are ready to go. Race number 2. Here we go. Cadillac Cien lane 1, BlitzSpeeder lane 2. Race 2. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. Good race. Good race. Competitive, close, but as we've said seemingly hundreds of times before, the BlitzSpeeder takes it. The BlitzSpeeder remains our fastest in fleet champion. I am going to grab these cars, head back into the garage, take a look at the winners, the losers, and what's coming up. So I will be back in just a minute. So we got off to a bit of a rocky start with those two big trucks, and so we had some crashes, we had some different issues. Then we got into the whole EggshelleRacer had that, and then once we kind of got all that out of the way, all the gimmick cars out of the way, and got down to like some solid, straight up racing. We ended up with the BlitzSpeeder as our champion, but that Cadillac Cien was fast enough to take the tournament, so Roughshod's pick did come through in that regard. And you know, as always, beating the BlitzSpeeder is just very difficult to do. And when we find cars that can do it, that's been rare, but we're always gonna keep looking. The faster than ever wheels, that car was probably the most competitive matchup the BlitzSpeeder has had in a while. I think that the Cadillac kind of started close. It would close a little bit of distance on the BlitzSpeeder toward the back end, would suggest that it was maintaining its speed, but the BlitzSpeeder just gets out to such great starts that it has enough of a cushion so that even when the other cars start to close, there's not enough track left to seal the deal, and it is pretty much a wrap from there. So the BlitzSpeeder is once again on top. That Hiway Hauler, I am not disappointed to see that go only because it's such a difficult car to use on our truck, to use on our track, because really I never set the track up with the intention of having cars that wide. This one, the majorette, first majorette car that we've had, I really believe it's the wheels that did this thing in. When I spin them, they don't have the same, they don't spin with the same kind of ease as the Hot Wheels wheels. Not that they grind, but they just aren't really free spinning. They just feel cheap, and that's not much of a, I don't know how else to describe them, what I'm feeling, but there is a difference. The wheels don't spin as smoothly as the wheels do on the Hot Wheels cars. And then, of course, we got into this Ferrari Monza with its wheels, and it had rubber wheels. Now it finished the race, and there's props to that car for finishing the race. But coming in at 58 grams, which is, I think, makes it the heaviest car. If not, it's right there with that John Force Racing, that funny car that we had. But that car had plastic wheels and great aerodynamics, so it was able to perform better. This one is heavy and has rubber wheels. If this had plastic wheels, it may have had a better performance, but it doesn't, and it didn't. So, cool car, absolutely cool car. I love how it looks, all of that. But around here, looks are only one part of the equation. We're looking for speed, and can you be fast enough to take the title, to take the tournament, and then take the title? And the Cadillac Cien was fast enough to take the tournament. It just wasn't fast enough to take the title. But that is what we're always looking for. And yeah, who would have thought the Caddy would win the tournament? Definitely. But it's a good looking, I could tell, it's why I picked it to be in the finals, because it is just the faster than ever wheels. Once we put it in the wind tunnel the other day, it was very clear that this thing would have a shot, because it had great aerodynamic profile, faster than ever wheels, the weight is good, all that. So not a bad car, and I think against any cars, most cars other than the BlitzSpeeder, I think this thing really does come out ahead. So we had cake, we had eggs, we had giant trucks, we had rubber wheels, we had majorette cars, we had rubber wheels, we had cheap wheels, we had faster than ever wheels. I think this one we pretty much covered the whole racing scope. The only thing missing was a Matchbox car. We didn't have any Matchbox cars thrown in there, but otherwise we had a little bit of everything and found some more cars. We are now up to 1,070 cars in the fleet, and we are only going to keep counting, keep going up from here. And we will be back here next week, 11 a.m. Pacific, at the Track Live. If you want to pick a car, just go to AtTheTrack.live, select the choose your car option, find the car that you want. If you find that car, just take the number, drop it in the chat. I will pull that car. You can send it to me in a DM. Or you can join us on Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific on YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram for Wind Tunnel Wednesdays, where we will take the car that you pick, put it into the wind tunnel, and then you can see what the aerodynamic profile is, how much drag it's likely to face, and how that's going to impact it potentially when it races on the track. So that's how Roughshod narrowed down his pick. And between, I think there was a DeLorean Alpha and this Cadillac, he went with the Cadillac, and the Cadillac took the tournament. Put them both in the wind tunnel, make your assessment, and then we'll put them on the track on Saturday. So that's how it goes. So Wind Tunnel Wednesday, every Wednesday, 4 p.m. Pacific, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram. We will be here. And we have our 24/7 lo-fi Hot Wheels channels. Just got videos of cars, lo-fi, background, chill music. You can check that out. All of the links are in the bio on the Instagram account, AA Aerodynamics. And you can find it on our YouTube. If you pull us up on YouTube, there's going to be a live little icon. You can hit that and go right to it. So that is what we've got. If you want more information about our science program, all about aerodynamics, AAAerodynamics.com is the website, and I will be happy to tell you more so that we can figure out how to bring our program to your school or your organization or your special event. So with that said, I am Coach James for AtTheTrack.live, for Wind Tunnel Wednesdays, for the Lo-Fi Chill channel, for All About Aerodynamics. Whew, that's it. Until next time, I will see you at the races.